The School District of La Crosse presents Battle of the Books 2021-2022. All of the elementary school librarians in the district are excited for the return of the Battle of the Books. Battle of the Books encourages students to read a variety of thought-provoking books by outstanding authors of children's literature. This year, the district librarians chose to make our own list rather than use the statewide list we have used in the past. We chose books that are guaranteed to make you think and that we know you'll love. There are only 10 books this year, a mix of chapter books, graphic novels, picture books, fiction, and nonfiction. The War That Saved My Life by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley is a historical fiction novel that won a Newbery Honor. It's a story about children during World War II in England with lots of adventure and lessons about finding family and self-confidence. The Wild Robot by Peter Brown has a robot as a main character, but it's a robot like no robot you've ever heard of before. The story takes place on an island with a cast of animal characters who help Roz the robot learn about nature and the meaning of home. Front Desk by Kelly Yang takes us to California in the early 1990s when Mia Tang and her family are trying to adjust to life in the U.S. after moving here from China. They live in and manage a motel, and Mia has to learn a lot of lessons about fitting in and running a business. This story is based heavily on experiences of the author's childhood, but it's still fiction. Get ready for a wacky heist story with Swindle by Gordon Corman. Griffin Bing and his friends get in over their heads with the plan to steal back a baseball card that a mean man tricked them out of. This is a wild ride of a chapter book. El Defo by C.C. Bell is a memoir written in graphic format. Remember, a memoir is a book that tells the story of the author's life. Graphic format means this is like a graphic novel, but it's true. It is about Cece's experience with hearing loss and wearing hearing aids as she was growing up. This book also won a Newbery Honor. Another graphic novel on the list. This one is fiction. New Kid by Jerry Craft tells us about a 7th grader, Jordan Banks, who is the new kid at a really fancy private school. He wanted to go to an art school, but his parents chose this one, where the focus is all on academics. To make things even harder, Jordan is one of the only black students in the school. He has to learn to fit in while trying not to lose his old friends from his neighborhood, and it's tough. New Kid won the Newbery Medal in 2020. And now, a nonfiction picture book. The Oldest Student, How Mary Walker Learned to Read by Rita Lorraine Hubbard is an illustrated chronicle of how a real woman, Mary Walker, learned to read at age 116. You'll truly have to read this to believe it because it is an outstanding and inspiring true story. Switching back to fiction again, this adorable picture book features Captain Swashby, who loves his quiet life by the sea. But then, new neighbors show up. This story about acceptance and making new friends will be sure to capture your heart. Let's play Rock, Paper, Scissors, that is. This fiction picture book, The Legend of Rock, Paper, Scissors by Drew DeWalt, imagines what would happen if the players in one of our favorite games came to life and challenged each other to a real battle. It's silly and a great inspiration to play yet another round of the game with your friends. The final book on this year's list is a gorgeous nonfiction picture book titled Honeybee, The Busy Life of Apis mellifera by CANDACE FLEMING. Readers will be taken through a honeybee's life cycle and learn all about this amazing creature. So, readers, those are all of the titles we chose for the 2021-2022 Battle of the Books event. Which will you choose to read first?